Alright, I have decided to risk the copyrights for Heartbreak Armageddon. The key, of course, to avoid the copyright, though, is to make the volume a little bit quieter than it normally would be, and continually talk over the whole thing, which, as you know, I'm pretty good at. So here we are, Heartbreak Armageddon by Dragon Force. It's not full Dragon Force speed like you typically know of, that's usually 200 BPM, but it's long, and it's 195, so yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, at least it is for me. Maybe not as tough as White Laguna. As a matter of fact, I'm playing this right after White Laguna. Notice the close and the time was after White Laguna? That means I still had energy after White Laguna, but anyway. First stream, 16. Make sure to keep your feet close to the center as possible and only just nudge your feet over to the arrows. Stay as close to the center for maximum energy conservation and speed, because you're gonna need it at this high speed Doom right here. A little bit of a flub there, not a big deal. There's still a lot of song to go. And this song does give you a generous amount of breaks, which is kind of expected for the speed because it's long. And yeah, it's in this level 17 range. If it was probably 18, it would be all stream or something like that. But no. We get the breaks on the 17s when it's at this high of a speed. So there's those times to catch your breath and take advantage of those breath catchings, because you're gonna need them. And you also notice that on these slower sections, even when it's got those 16th bursts, I'm really trying to be super conservative with my movements and just gently tapping my way through those without exerting too much energy, just getting my feet in position as I see them coming, and then I can just go loop really quick with my feet, but gently, so I'm not like rushing over from some other arrow to get over to those little bursts like I would be sort of like here. That's another way to conserve your energy. I don't do it all the time or perfectly, of course, because I'm human, but it's just what I'm trying to work on, you know? Everything is a work in progress when it comes to improving skill. And here comes the solos. Well, sort of kind of solos. Yeah, Dragon Force songs always seems to have a bunch of big solos in them, and they can play those guitars pretty quick there. And you can pretty much guess as well that said guitars will be making a lot of arrows come at those points, so as I said, definitely take advantage of your breaks for those big stream times that come along here. I mean, I guess they're not as big as White Laguna, but they're still pretty big for the speed and everything like that, especially when you're getting closer to the end, when it's got more dense streams packed next to each other with little breaks, as you can see on the graph. But we'll cover that when we get there. Just focus on one little bit at a time. That's all you can do with stamina, is just focus on what's in the now, not in the future, because if you're thinking about that far ahead, you might be like, I don't know if I feel like doing that. But no, don't think that far ahead. Only look at what's in the now, hit the patterns as they come, and then see how you feel, see how far you can get. If you don't make it, that's okay, there will be another day to play. And you'll probably notice the next time that you attempt the song, you'll get a little bit further, and then a little bit further after that, and etc, until you're finally able to pass it. In this case, I'm already at this sort of level, so I can essentially pick anything and I'll be able to pass it unless it's really fast. Because it's like when it gets really fast, like say over 210 or something like that, somewhere around there, at least that's really fast for me. It starts to, I don't know, melt my brain, and those are just really tightly packed, and I'm tired.
I'm playing this, I'm tired too.
And yeah,
that's another factor of that. I think I would have gotten all those.
Like when it gets super fast, I start to lose track of that, but you know, I keep working on it, and I keep getting further at those more and more. So I'll eventually really be able to get stuff that's a lot faster done, and no, I wouldn't consider Egoism 440 to count, because those are really short bursts of streams in comparison to the stamina ones that I'm talking about here. I mean, you can see that I could do super fast stuff for a short period of time, except there, you know, in that burst that you seen earlier when I flopped on because I'm just tired in general. But I mean, when I'm in normal mode, you know, like feeling normally, I can definitely do
Oh, that's so slow.
much faster stuff, but it's only for a limited time before my brain melts, as I mentioned. And yeah, the slower speed was just throwing me off because I got used to the 195, so it was like I couldn't get in sync with the 150. It felt so weird. So yeah, those little speed changes, I guess, in a way are another challenge to songs and accuracy and stuff like that, because when you're playing 1 BPM and then it switches over to something else, yeah, it's gonna throw you off. The same with speeding it up. You know, slowing down or speeding up, it's a very quick and sudden adjustment. So it's a skill to get the hang of, basically. I mean, the first run, you obviously cannot predict that, because, you know, it's a memorization-based thing if you're going for a perfect score, but in terms of, like, just blind play like what I'm doing here, and, you know, adjusting yourself, that's a skill in on itself, to feel out a different BPM after coming out from some other BPM. There's some days that I can do it, and other days that I can't. I'm not sure if this is entirely representative of that, because, as I said, I'm pretty tired. Just came after White Laguna. Hello, people! So I'm not in as full concentration mode as I usually am. But, you know, it's just something to practice, I guess you could say, when you're in regular full stamina mode. And as I was saying about these end streams, yeah, not very many breaks at this high of speed. They made sure that they tired you off before you got here with all the stuff leading up to this point, because when you get into this, it's like game over if you don't have enough left over, you know, like you didn't conserve stamina up to this point, because there's just so much of it, and if you don't have the remaining stamina to handle all of it all at once with little to no breaks in it, it's pretty difficult. So you can see that I'm a little bit tired looking even on the side there, and I was like, yes, because I knew I made it. It's just a matter of enduring the last remaining bits of this until the end, which is not much here, just a bunch of jumps. There we go.
Yes, 18 and 17 passed on the same day. Oh man. Now with that, I'm gonna end off the video here. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, getting early, because I'm getting tired.
Yeah, don't turn off the video just yet. Just don't. No. See, I was going to show you the whole session in general, what I did that day. Just for kicks. Like, you see those red numbers when I decided to when I decided to replay something at the time. There's White Laguna and Heartbreak Armageddon. And as a kicker, here's the calories burned and the steps that I hit that game, etc., etc. Okay, hope you enjoyed. See you later.